Hello and welcome back to our channel, Quartieri Cooking Family, where we try to make easy, delicious cooking for all ages. Today we will be showing you how to make this peach jam fruit tart with our very own peach jam. So let's get right into it. First of all, you want to start by cracking your eggs into a big bowl. You want to crack them both at the same time. And then slowly, while you are mixing in the eggs, you want to start to pour your sugar in. You want to do this slowly so that it's well incorporated into your mix. Once everything is well mixed, grab your grated lemon skins and add them to your mix and start to also slowly add that in. And then once you have done that, add your sunflower oil and keep mixing. The dough extremely smooth, you want to sieve your flour through a big sieve and start to mix it into your egg mix. And then once you have done that, you want to just keep doing that until you have used up all the flour. And while you are sieving your flour, you also want to add your baking powder into the flour and sieve that too. Keep mixing it until you have finished all of your flour and your dough feels very nice and ready to knead with your hands. Once your dough is not sticky anymore, start to knead it with your hands, using your palm to massage it so that it becomes soft. You want to keep doing this until it becomes soft and very smooth and does not have any clumps or anything in it. Once your dough is ready and it's not sticky anymore, you want to cut your dough in half. You want to make one side a lot bigger and the other one a little bit smaller because this bigger side we will be using to actually make the tart. So you want to grab a piece of parchment paper and with a rolling pin start to roll out your dough in a circle-like shape. Grab a circular pan and add some butter and sprinkle on top some flour to make sure that the dough does not stick to the pan. And then flip your parchment paper over and start to slowly stick your dough to the pan so that we can start to make this tart. You will notice that you have some leftover dough just hanging off of the sides of your pan. So with a knife, cut it as precisely as you possibly can to get a nice even crust. Spread a nice thick layer of your jam onto your tart base and do that for as much as you want. You can add as little or as much jam as you prefer. This is really to your liking. And just make sure it's well spread and it is all roughly the same height and it does not have more jam on one side than the other. You want to half that dough that you had left over and use some parchment paper to again roll it out, but this time more in a thicker rectangular shape because we will be making the strips to go on top of your tart. Then you want to grab a ravioli knife or just any knife that is good to cut with and cut about 8 strips to start and just start to cut them out mostly all the same in length so that we can start adding some strips on top of your pastry. This is completely optional, you do not have to do this, but this just makes it a little bit more interesting. You want to apply these in any pattern you want. The most typical pattern is just straight up and down lines, but you can really do it however you want. Just keep making as many strips as you need for what you are doing. But one thing we do recommend is putting some pastry to cover the rim of your pan or your cake, because it will break otherwise. So you want to make it just that little bit sturdier. So just make sure to add some strips to the brim of your cake. Your tart in your preheated 180-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Sometimes it will even need 30 minutes. So make sure to keep an eye on it. Take it out and then let it cool. And there you go. The easiest fruit tart, which is so delicious and perfect for the summer season. Buon appetito e alla prossima!